worst CEO in healthcare this year? This seems like in sports every once in a while, it's not a question of who's going to be the most valuable player in the league this year in a given sport. It's will the vote be unanimous? And my hunch is that if you've been paying attention to healthcare this year, the worst CEO, it's not a question of is this guy the worst CEO? It's just, is the vote going to be unanimous?
Yeah, and I think the vote's unanimous. It's Martin Shkreli.
Yeah, in this room at least.
Yeah, can't speak for the rest of America, of course, but he was at one point termed the most hated man in America or something like that.
I've seen that. I've also seen reports that he is biotech's biggest butthole.
There you
put
go.
the words gently.
All right.
Well, thank you for cleaning that up for our audience.
Family friendly.
The children that are
so
listening.
This is the guy, he was CEO of, was it Turing Pharmaceuticals?
Turing Pharmaceuticals.
And made headlines because he had a drug that seemingly for no other reason than he just thought it would be nice to make a heck of a lot more money, raised the price on this drug by what percentage?
From $13.50 a pill to $750 a pill, which is an over 4,000% increase.
Just because?
Yep. Daraprim, it's a 62-year-old drug for toxoplasmosis, and it caused a furor. And I mean, Hillary Clinton tweeted about it. Twitter just lit up about it. He's actually recently started talking about doing kind of the same thing with another drug called Ben. I'm going to butcher the name. You can't help it in healthcare, but benznidazole. Which
sounds like you're missing a vowel there.
Yeah.
Another drug.
Anyway, yeah, and he's guided that they're also going to increase the price there significantly.
And on that one, he's suggested that they're going to increase the price to the level of hepatitis C drugs, which you're talking almost $100,000 right there.
I mean, they are not cheap. And the thing is, listen, I'm sure he's making his shareholders a fair bit of money, but when you think about the broad industry, the biotech and the pharma industry, this is setting off a conversation they really don't want to have.
I was just going to say, this reminds me of conversations I've had with people I know in the auto industry, and about how, and most recently Volkswagen, but on any given year, we could be talking about Toyota, we could be talking about GM, but when one of the automakers has some sort of major recall, there's an accident. In the case of Volkswagen, there's a massive cover-up of trying to defraud the public on emission standards. All the other automakers see that news and they just shake their head, and it's just like, wow, my God, now we're going to have, this stink is going to get on us.
Yes.
And that's the thing where, not just Hillary Clinton, pretty much every politician on Capitol Hill was saying, "Oh, now we got to look at now we got to look at Pfizer. Now we got to haul all the big drug makers in here and start saying, well, I don't think anyone necessarily begrudges pharmaceutical companies for trying to make a profit, but when you see this kind of massive, seemingly arbitrary price increase, then you're right. It absolutely sets off all these bells and whistles, and it's just." I just picture all the other drug makers getting into a room with this guy and just smacking the hell out of him.
I think they do worse than that. I'm just considering this guy's personality. I mean, he's not been a good representative of the pharmaceutical industry, to put it nicely.
Yeah.
He also doesn't, and we talked about this last week a little bit with Steve Ells from Chipotle, who's been a very good CEO, and there are a lot of, and as I say this as a shareholder, there are a lot of things I like about Steve Ells and admire about him, but he does not necessarily possess in his skill set a great presence on television, and that's fine because not every CEO needs to be good on TV, although it's helpful when they are. In the case of Shkreli, it doesn't help his case that he is a young man who looks even younger than he is, and just comes across on television as just this petulant child. Again, one more reason I think all the other big drug makers would love to get in a room with him with no windows.
And have a word.
and have a word or two.
I mean, it almost makes for entertainment, which is kind of sickening if you're following the industry and you really care about this kind of thing. But I mean, this guy is almost kind of funny if you can look at it in that lens. Like, this is a dude that
he's a character. He's kind of a cartoon character.
Yeah. I mean,
check his Twitter feed sometime.
Exactly. The newest edition of news about Martin Shkreli is that he bought the new Wu-Tang Clan album, which apparently was only going to be released to one person, whoever the highest bidder was. So he buys it for a reported $2 million. And so now you've got people like just making up all sorts of information about this. I saw something this morning where apparently, and I don't know if this guy just made this up or if this is actually in the terms of the contract, but apparently there is a stipulation in the contract about this album that at some point during an 88-year period, the seller can legally plan and attempt to execute a heist to steal back the album. Said heist or caper can only be undertaken by currently active members of the Wu-Tang Clan and or actor Bill Murray.
You know what?
This is entertainment.
I approve of that. Anything involving Bill Murray, I'm good with.
Yeah, ditto.